It's simple. One of my favorite people in the world is back. We've happened to do this on 3 Septembers in a row. We'll keep the tradition going. Man, it's funny. We see him keep rising and rising up in his career, personality, and all that. And he's back once again to have some fun as always. Stephen Kazalunas. Dude, great to see you, bro. Welcome back once again. How are we doing, my friend?
Can't complain, man. I got this. Oh my God. I just saw a crazy play in the Chiefs and Chargers game.
Yeah, I got
Caught
it
on like the one. Yeah. Okay. So we're doing pretty good. Right now, this is a very, on top of a personal matchup. First shout out, fuck you, Jackson. But not only that, but I got Herbert and Mahomes in fantasy. So this is just this is an all out watch fest for me over here. How you doing, Matty B?
Oh man, can't complain as going in here. Just so happy to see you. I really am. And just rising with this show, trying to get some cash otherwise, and all that in between. What about you?
Well, first off, I gotta say, amazing Anchorman poster behind you. I have to say, shout out Ron Burgundy. Yep, 60% of the time it works all the time. You gotta love it. Great movie. Shout out that poster. It really is.
It's never dull. That's an ultimate movie you watch on cable. I have the DVD, but it's obsolete at this point. So just watch it on a streaming service. And I got this on one Christmas as I'm in this. I'm in my parents' home for this one, and they gave it me one Christmas. It was in my original Hartford dorm, and I figured bring it with me. And he's been here ever since. 160. You'll be 165 shows later. So he's still here rocking, and
it's a lot more than one.
Thank you. Right. Soon, this is all gonna be gone soon. I have to move all this very soon before you know it, but. I'm taking all these hundreds of pictures with me, or put them somewhere or the other, as we keep making our new studios and that.
Where are you living now?
So right now, whoops, get that mic there. I live in Jersey City right now. Roommates with the famous Sam Chari, and rock and roll in there. Then sometimes I've just been stopping by in Norwalk for various things, like I have. Yep. I was here for my mother's birthday, and nice. That's why I've been here. And I stayed a couple weeks while still working, and then I go back to Jersey as we record this tomorrow. And
gotcha. Nice.
Probably come back, stop by in October.
I'll have to come visit you in Jersey City sometime, man. I'll have to come say hi to Sam.
Please
go
do.
Out a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. It really isn't as hard to get to from Connecticut than others. It train or car, just the stupid tolls, but I've done it so many times. The most efficient way, take that Tappan Zee. It's only a $5 toll, and the mileage it evens out. You go over the George Washington, it costs you $16. You don't want that. But if you take the Tappan Zee, and with the amount of traffic and congestion there, and if you just take a straight, pretty much the traffic's always moving in the Tappan Zee. You're there, and it's a good time and good vibe, and we're close to New York and all of that. I really do. Jersey has really taught me how to be humble. I've learned a lot of lessons from living in New Jersey.
That's good. That's a part of life, though, isn't it? Especially at the age we're at.
Oh yeah, it's the years really are starting to. I mean, we still have a law. We're still extremely young. I have this debate with people, and they say, "Oh, I'm so old at 27." Not even close. I say I'm old when I'm 50.
I get it. I get both sides. I feel like I'm like 60. I feel like I'm 60, but I'll say at the same time, though, like you said, I think you were going along the lines of like the years start to blend together. When you're working all the time, it's crazy, man. Like life moves so fast, but especially the last few years have been just crazy since I think everyone uses COVID, like 2020 is like a like checkpoint. Like, okay, let's start here.
Life before and after.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I gotta say, I think like 2020, 2021, I can say for myself were like the hardest years. They were, especially 2021 for me was like, but now 2022, it's been a really good year for me personally. I have to say it's been the best year of my life. I can't complain. Happy to be where I'm at.
You earned some good luck and good vibes. You really do.
Appreciate that, man.
You know, it's really weird. I'm still living in it. 2022. I'm one of the best lessons I've learned. You enjoy your life. You enjoy your life no matter what circumstances. And I've just been through a few different jobs in 2022.
Yeah,
my lively job. I actually said it, but fuck it. But my production job was not what I expected.
Yeah, I remember that. You had a weird experience with that.
That was
a funny experience.
Yeah. So what basically happened when I got laid off in the pandemic, and you go pretty much the full, just about 2 years being unemployed, I get a job in my field. I get hired full time. They literally said, this is a full-time job.
Yeah.
In the spring. Then they were worried about COVID. All right, we're going to put you part-time, but in a few months, we should get you full-time.
But that's funny. Immediately, though, don't you get a weird reaction because you were hired after COVID, right?
Oh, 1,000%.
After the not, I mean, we're still dealing with COVID, but after the explosion of it, right? So you were hired after, and then they got worried and made you, dude, I had a similar experience. My job, they cut about like almost half the employees' pay in half.
Jesus.
They cut half our pay in half, and then they forced us to essentially work overtime. So I was told to work 50 hours a week, and I was getting paid for 16. It was actually illegal,
bro.
It was literally illegal. And I like brought this up to other people, and they were like, yeah, like that's literally like I could have gone down the legal, right? I literally could have gone down the legal route. And long story short, I did what I had to do. At one point, I was like working 50 hours a week for them, making shit money. Like I was living off 16 hours a week. Now what I do, so I work at Collins Aerospace now, and I love my job. Dude, I make more money now on one paycheck than I did in a month at my last job. Like it's like the change in my life was literally that drastic with that. And I quit my last job. I quit because they like totally disrespected me. They cut the pay, all this stuff. And they basically like, deal with it. Like one guy, he said the craziest stuff to me. I won't get fully into it, but I literally was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, why am I here? Why am I here? I did the math, bro. I did the math. So after they cut my pay, I go, I can work at the McDonald's across the street and make more per hour by $1 if I leave this job. And I'm like, I'm killing myself. I hate this shit. I'm like, where is this taking me? Like, and so I ended up quitting that job a week before I even found out that I got the Collins job, because I was, number one, that confident, and number two, I was like, this isn't worth it. Like, no matter what, I can't be here. Like, and having that mindset is like so important. And I realized like that was a lesson I learned this year, was like I went 110%. Like, I'm getting this job. Like, when you leave yourself no other option, you have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I had to get it. So I went all in. Like, I had a presentation for them. It was like an hour and a half, just me talking to like 19 people who I've never met in a conference room and on Zoom. There's people in India on this call. I know I'm nervous as hell. I'm sweating. I got a suit on. I'm sweating on my suit. But like, I did it, I did it. And like, it's one of those moments where it's like, holy shit. Like, I remember I left that interview. It's like 10 a.m. And I get back to my apartment. It's like noon. And I took like a shot of tequila with my roommate and another guy. And I sit down and I go, fuck, I got to work. I was like, oh, I got to go back to work. And my brain was
on that. And this is for the shitty job. You had to go work for the shitty job at the time?
I had to go back to work for the shitty job. After my interview, for my fourth interview. I had 4 interviews for this current job that I have now at Collins. I had 4 interviews. It took almost 2 months to get hired. And when I ended up getting hired, I kind of thought I would start a lot sooner than I did. So I quit a week before I got the job offer. And a funny story about that, I was walking into another job interview for another job in Springfield, Mass. And I got the offer. I got an email. I got the offer from Collins walking through the door to another interview. And I'm like,
well, I have nothing to lose here.
Yeah, I had nothing to lose, and I killed it. Of course, because I was so loose. I didn't care. I was like, I don't even need this. And I ended up getting that offer too. They ended up a week later, they reached out. They were like, hey, just so you know, we really liked what you had. We'd like to extend you an offer. And I was like, I just took another job at Collins Aerospace. I'm sorry. And they were like, what are they paying you? And I told them what I was making. And they were like, we'll match it. And I was like, no. Like I wanted the college job so bad. Like it was the dream job. It was like, this is what I went to school for. And that job was more of it was in the same field as the job I hated, but I had to give myself options, you know? So
definitely.
Bro,
you don't have to feel bad for pushing it away either.
Oh, hell no. I don't feel bad at all. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't feel bad. Like, they'll get somebody else.
Yeah, right.
I mean, maybe I feel a little bit bad. They did take me out to eat. So, like, that was nice. I got some, like, Peruvian food. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
But
get
that's
some
what
Lomo
they tried
in
to
there.
sell me. Yeah, but, you know, I'm not an idiot, though, man. Like, I think about these things, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, they took me out to dinner. They were going to pay me the same amount that I'm making here. They were going to work me to death, bro. Like, when I went to that interview, right, it is. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, our age don't really understand how serious, like, a salary job is. Like, it's like, you know, you have to finish these tasks in, like, whatever amount of time. And in the current job I have now, they're very, very serious about, like, it's 5 o'clock, like, the day's over, like, and when deadlines come, so like this week I've worked pretty much past 6 p.m. Almost every day, and that's not typical, but I don't feel like I'm forced to, number one. So it makes me like, all right, like, this is my job, like, this is my craft, this is what I do, and it's important, you know. I'm like, dude, if I don't get it, I really look at my job like, if I don't get it right, people can die. So it's
we
don't
want that,
you know. We don't want that. And I'm like, dude, if I got to work 1 extra hour to fucking get there, okay. Like,
and you notice those hours goes quick too.
I don't mind the work, man. It's so much better now. Like, and it took so long to get there, but now that we're here, bro, it's like, that's a really, really special feeling.
Well, you earned it, bro. You earned it. And also,
I wish other people would learn it too, though. Like, and I hope they earn it. Like, I earlier, you know, because I don't think a lot of our generation does. I think a lot of people struggle getting to that point, you know, just like going through the day, going through the motions, you know,
and learning what actual blessings and stuff are, and like what the value is of having some cash and not having certain stresses that other people have, and enjoying your own company while you do it as well, and being your own biggest fan, and holding on to the people who give you that genuine support as well.
Dude, enjoying the day, or at least not struggling through the day to day, is like so important.
And it's such a blessing when there too.
Yeah, you know, right.
You know, with me, with my, what happened here, right? So, so after they turned the full-time to part-time, but I was so unemployed without my field, I realized, like, I'll do it. I'll do less Ubering.
Yeah, what are you going to do? There. You got to do what you got. I get it. You got to do what you got to do, man.
I figured we'd give it a fair few months, and then part-time even became less part-time. Like, went from a 3 days a week to 2 days a week. And this is with the rise of inflation, rise of cost of living too. It was literally impossible. And
you
getting
don't live
true
in a cheap
minimum
area
wage
either. You don't live in a cheap area.
Exactly.
On top of it.
So I was surprised when they were shocked when I was like, I literally financially can't do this. And I don't see any hope. I don't see any. I really, the way I did not get any work whatsoever. They weren't giving anything. And I was like, am I having these honest conversations? Am I going to be a valued person you're trying to promote? Or am I just taking advantage of as a dude who's just going to do this grunt BS, something that is below my resume, and like nothing against it, but I don't need to work for an entry level anymore. I've had 5 years experience in it.
You're not. Yeah, right. You know what you need.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
The most I contribute, because people know one of my hobbies is making cocktails. So they asked me one day, will you bartend a event? So I did that. And
they had you bartend a work event.
Yeah. So I literally made these daiquiris.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, again, like, I'm trying to just get full time. Like, I can't believe I'm really battling to full time. I understand,
but that's just crazy.
It is
like thinking about it, like that's just crazy.
And I remember and trying to establish these relationships, and this was a company that, and I'll respect it because COVID sucks, but they were very COVID conscious. And like, that's while good. I mean, it is good, but in the sense that we have to eventually transition into a regular world again because it's not going anywhere. So I'm trying to, at least, this was the first job in my entire life, or probably first, what's the word I'm looking for? Long-term experience with including jobs and everything, where I couldn't even connect with a friend. I tried to, and like, but they just,
that's tough.
I just felt like an outsider and making those drinks. And then, I'm still trying.
Right. You didn't feel like a part of it. That's what I'm trying to get at too. Yeah. Like just mentally, you don't feel like you're a part of the company.
No, not at all.
Right. Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And after I heard somebody who's in my exact position on another team, that they were full-time, so that the hours were just Tuesday and Wednesday. She got to work all 5 days a week remotely. It's like, fuck this. I'm literally wasting my time. I'll get the few things I could put on a resume, and like, I'm barely surviving and making it doing this. I might as well just focus back on.
Right. I feel that when you're like killing yourself for a while, and it's a blessing to be able to make the moves that we made. Like it really, really was. Like I had to go into money that I had saved that I really didn't want to spend or use, because at the time when I quit, right, and when I quit early, I didn't realize I didn't get paid for 2 months because of when I started the new job. So I didn't work for 6 weeks, and so I'm used to getting paid bi-weekly, so I didn't get paid for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I also realized how much I needed a break, because I worked that first job that, by the way, wasn't COVID conscious at all. I'll put it that way. Scumbags. I started working there 2 weeks after I graduated. So I worked there for 3 years straight. Just, I took off time in between, but nothing, like no vacation, because COVID happened and all this stuff. So I was just working, and I was working remote. I would go into the office. I went into the office one time. I remember I went into the office one time after months of not going in, my last job. They had a Thanksgiving party, and I haven't been inside with people at this point past COVID it was the first Thanksgiving after COVID. So I think it was 2020. If not, it was 2021. And I was still living in my parents' house. And I remember, dude, I literally had an anxiety attack at my job. I know. I literally did. And dude, they gave me a turkey. They wanted to feed me. I donated food, and I'm in there with like all these people, a lot of them who I haven't seen in person in well over a year, almost 2 years. And then barely anybody who I talked to. I saw like my boss and his boss, and all their families just like in this tiny conference room and like the entryway. It was probably close to like 90 people. And I haven't been inside with like people in like almost, like I said, almost 2 years, especially with these guys. And I'm like, I walked in, I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. Like, I cannot
That's
be,
what I
because it was
felt
at
in
the,
this room.
yeah, it was at the
It's like
office. I
these
was like,
people
I
don't
gotta get
care if
out.
I would go anyway. So what's the point?
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care if you drop dead.
Yeah, it's a sad, true statement. But when you feel like you're outside of this point, not respecting you enough with the pay, and
Yeah,
and
it's too
like
hard.
with
It's
the
too
extra
hard.
commuting going into the city, New York City tax for my specific case and others,
Yeah,
I
it's a
was
lot.
like, it essentially was like $8 an hour in 2022. That's what I got when I was first
How
interning.
do you? Yeah. In living in where you're living, how
Yeah.
the fuck are you supposed to survive?
Yeah,
Like,
I wouldn't have taken the apartment if I knew this was going to happen, and
of
it
course.
was a cruel, sick joke, and I've
But
been
like you
trying
said,
to.
it humbles you, right? Like it wakes you up a little bit. It forces you to make decisions that like you don't want to make, and you have to, right?
Kaz, I really believe this podcast, the ultimate goal, and I've said this when I introduced my producer, that I want this to be a media company, Productive Nation, where you have bloggers and podcasters like the Ringer and like like Barstool and John Boy, that we are a group of people that create this content for a whole diverse audience. That's where I see this going in 10 years. I want to start this company, right?
Okay,
And
great.
I know we have a good enough pull and good enough content to make it happen. That will be the best professional accomplishment I have, but getting out of this period will be the best personal accomplishment. Is like, wow,
Awesome.
survived off driving this stupid car and figuring out how to budget correctly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Patience,
best
man.
personal accomplishment, while that'd be the best professional one. And we're good
great.
enough. And that's the one thing that, at least throughout this year of obstacles, the podcast has never stopped. It's only grown more. And that's really what my true passion is. Even I've done and I'm still trying to get a job to have some income while, also funding the show and do whatever I can. Or if people just notice in 2 years of consistency here, growing an audience, I am a great candidate in content creation and production.
Yeah, believe in yourself, man.
And
like that is the biggest thing.
Yeah. And it's good enough that the work says for itself. Just go on the website, productiveconversationspodcast.com. And we have something cooking. And I'm thankful and still going through this year that I am pulling through with it. And then once it's finally over, it's a lifetime of giving back and paying it forward, because I wouldn't be
Awesome.
where I am without
That's
the
what
help
it's about.
of many others and just a little support. And Chick-fil-A, every single day for $6, I get Chick-fil-A sandwich. That's all I could really afford, still could afford.
Yeah, I get it.
That with the extra, I find these chips, that the free office chips, and that was my lunch.
Isn't
and
it
pulling through
crazy?
there. I just want to donate to Chick-fil-A, whatever causes they do for getting me through. And this period is about to end soon, and where we have more comfortable income and keep growing this brand we have, because it's going to be a legit brand in 10 years.
I'd like to say two things with kind of what you just said here. Two quick things. First off, doesn't it suck having to choose to have to pay between rent and groceries?
It's very scary.
Been there.
It's very scary.
It's very scary. And the second thing, real quick, and then please, I want you to elaborate on both these things.
You got it.
You were saying with the like believe in yourself when this is all over. You'll be out of that, like that chapter, that trap, right? You'll be out of that soon when you do. But I gotta say, like with my experience, man, like it's never really over, but it just gets better. And it's like it took me 3 years, man. Like I'm telling you, 2019 is when my like downturn started. 2020, everyone's life fell apart. 2021, I literally just worked, went to school, kept working. In fact, I'd fall asleep in my desk, like right here, just like fall asleep. Like it was so bad. It was so unhealthy. And I'd wake up, work out, to do it again. And like, it was just terrible. Like, no part of it, like 2021 for me was personally not a lot of moments I remember being like, wow, this is great. Everything's going great. Like, it really wasn't. And it's like, when it finally pays off, it's like, dude, like, I can personally say right now, like, the whole point I'm trying to make is it is so important to be your number one supporter, believing in yourself. And the most important time is when it's the hardest, when your back's against the wall. And like, dude, like, I literally quit my job and did not have a job. And like, I was like, I have to get this. Like, I have to. And if I don't, I'm really fucked. And like, I got to figure it out. Like, I didn't even notice my dog jumped on my bed. I don't know if you can see her there.
Yes, definitely want to ask you about her. I definitely want to ask you about her. What's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, a beautiful pup.
Yeah, I call her Jazzy a lot. She seems to like that. It's nice and short. One of the reasons I called her Jasmine, because now it's Jazz and Kaz hanging out. I'm trying to make like a TikTok and get an Instagram going for her, because, dude,
do it.
She's so good. And like, speaking of content, dude, I have so much content on this freaking dog. And like, everywhere I go, like, I went out earlier, I went to Dunkin', and literally the person who I paid goes, "Oh my God, is that a black lab? Can I please pet your dog? My dog is leaping through the window, getting pet by the cashier at Dunkin'."
That's how you know, Kaz. You're about to get some more attention from the females out here.
This is what I'm saying. And then I go to pick up my food, and this guy goes, "Hey man, cute dog."
So nonchalantly, cute dog.
Yeah, cute dog. And I'm like, "Thanks, bro." And I don't know if you can tell if she's got the gold chain on. I went there like last week, and this girl's working the window. She goes, "You got to get that dog in the music video, man." Like,
gives another form of income.
This is what I'm saying. I'm like, I've been slacking on it lately. Social media for me isn't really exactly a forte or my specialty. I'm very good at math. I'm very good at math, Instagram and stuff. I post cool like stuff about like jets and stuff on Instagram and like motivational shit. But like, I don't do a whole lot of like this kind of stuff. She's changed my life a little bit in that way, which I'm really appreciative of. But I'm like, this is a route I gotta explore, because I'm like, dude, I can just make videos of me walking my dog, and like, people are gonna go crazy. Like, my friend here the other day, he goes, "People eat that shit up."
Dude,
he yelled at me.
I think there's some people. I think there's some people who love dogs more than a human being. So
I'm one of them. I'm one of them, man. I mean, I love people. I really do. I mean, she's the best. I got all these toys all over my floor. I got a freaking rooster here. She's literally laying on my bed looking at me like trying to sleep. And now she's got one of the rooster ears in her mouth. She's so good. Like, I don't even have to do anything. Like, she's just there. Like, she's so good. I can't complain. I got her from the rescue about a month ago.
Okay, I was gonna ask, how did you get her? So you adopt? So, it's called adopted, right? That's dumb.
Yeah, adopt, rescue, whatever you want to call it. Same shit. So there's a rescue / shelter right down the street from my apartment here in Manchester, and my past dog, Buddy, rest in peace. Got her right here. She lived to 15 years old, and I had to put her down. Yeah, I had to put her down about a month and a half ago.
Sorry about that. I know you're making her proud, though.
Oh, hell yeah. She was my best friend, bro, growing up. Got her when I was 10, made it till I was 25. That she was there.
That's a story.
Right? I mean, literally got her on my
fundamental.
Love that dog.
Fundamental as it gets.
Yeah, dude. Really. And what's crazy? She had a Marley and Me story, man. I'll tell you this real quick. The 2 days before she passed, it's 7 a.m. So she's at my parents' house. And I get a call from my dad. It's like 7:30 in the morning. And he goes, "Guess where I just found Buddy?" I go, "What?" And he goes, in one of our neighbors who's like diagonal from our house. She was walking in the woods. She literally all by herself walked into the woods, and it's like one of those sad stories where it's like she knew. She didn't want anyone to see, and it was like literally Marley and me. It almost brings me to tears. It's like, damn, like what a special animal that was. It's like, they really are. They are better than people in some ways.
They are the true companions. They won't judge
True
you. They won't push your
companions,
friends.
man. True companions. Really, what is it? In unconditional love. Just unconditional
You're
love.
their
And
whole life, man. That's what we
whole
are
life.
to the You are their whole
Right.
life.
Right. So after she had passed, literally, I know it's quick. Dude, the next day I got fucking Jasmine. The next fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because I was like, I've been talking about getting a dog for like months because Buddy was old. She was going through her things, and I was here just doing my thing. And I'm like, doing my thing. And I'm like, I don't really want, like, I felt like in the I won't get into it, but my whole family situation's all goofy, like everyone else's. It's a little bit of a mess. You got that, you got family, friends and stuff, and it's like, I could really use somebody here that's not a person.
Yeah.
Like I could really just use like a companion straight up. And dude, I was thinking about it. And I think when I had to put Buddy down, I was like, I think I can finally do it. I think that had to happen to accept that, like, okay, I can now do this. Like, I can move on. I thought it was right. I thought it was respectful to wait. Even though it was quick, I've been thinking for months. I mean, since like April. Yeah. So come August, I'm like, fuck it. Let's go. So I go to Petco right down the street and across the street from the shelter, literally all within 10 minutes. And I call the shelter and I'm there, dude. It's like 5:30, 6 o'clock on like a Tuesday.
At night.
And yeah, at night. And like, dude, like Petco's open for like 30 more minutes. And I call the shelter and I'm like, look, are you guys open right now? And I called because they didn't answer me 2 times earlier in the day. And I called them the day before and they didn't answer. I don't know if it was not busy or I don't know if it was busy tone. I don't know.
That's funny.
I don't know what it was.
They just straight up
right?
don't want
They don't want to answer. Right. They don't want my business. So I go there, I call again. I'm at Petco, dude. When I tell you I'm spending so much money, I took 2 carts and filled them with dog shit. Like 2 shopping carts. I spent like $500. I didn't even have the dog. I like
they love you at Petco.
They love me. They were like, we're gonna stay open for this crazy motherfucker. so they were like, look, I literally filled the shopping cart and I go, can I leave this here at the register? And they go, yeah. And I go, I need another cart. I can't fit everything in here. And they're like, all right. So I go to get another cart. I fill it. And the only thing I didn't get that night was a crate because I took Buddy's from my parents because Buddy was also a black lab. I'm like, this is perfect, like the perfect size. So I went home the next day. I didn't tell my parent. I told my mom. I didn't tell my dad I got the dog. I didn't tell him because I thought he was going to go nuts. I thought there's a story to that. So I call. Sorry, I'll go back. I call the rescue and I'm like, are you guys open? She goes, yeah, for like about an hour or so, And I go, you got German Shepherds there? That's what I originally wanted. I wanted a German Shepherd.
And this Petco does sell dogs because like the ones by me, they only did cats.
They do, but I'm calling the rescue at Petco now.
Oh, that's what it was. Right, okay, that makes sense.
Right. Literally right across the street. And I'm like, are you guys going to be open? Because I'm buying stuff for the dog that I'm going to buy from you in like 20 minutes. Can you stay open? Like I'm making sure you guys are open.
If you only had a camera crew during this.
It's crazy.
You'd be on the dodo.
Bro, this is after a workout. This is after work. I'm at Petco spending $500 and then I'm going over to get the dog. This is a typical day. This is how crazy it is. So and the lady's like, yeah. She goes, there's somebody looking at one of the German Shepherds right now. She goes, and I got a litter of labs here too. And I go, oh, you shouldn't have said that. I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon.
With this person who looks like they work at the typical pet store worker, probably look bad, chill and everything.
Yeah. I think her name was like, what was her name? I don't want to disrespect her at all, but she had a very like, what it was like, maybe like Ivory or like it was something so unique. Like it was a different kind of name. It was a pretty name, I remember, and she was so sweet, and I bargained the hell out of her. So I go there. There's this really nice girl there with her mom holding Jasmine.
What?
Now,
holding
at the time, holding her, and so I didn't pick Jasmine yet. So like I said, I originally went there to get the German Shepherds. The German Shepherds were outrageous. They were like $2,600.
What? That's how much they cost. That's how much they cost.
from a shelter, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm not paying that. Like
that's like a couple months rent right there.
That's a couple months rent, brother. And I'm
or it is rent for some people now.
Amen to that. So I go there and I'm like, okay, well, I can't pay that. So this girl, she's holding Jasmine at the time. Now Jasmine's not named Jasmine yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's holding her and she goes, do you want to hold her? Now, remember my mindset. I just put Buddy down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like looking at this puppy, like, of course I want to hold that dog. And she gives me her outside of the play area, dude. Like we're outside the play area where like they're designated to go see the dog, right? And dude, I'm holding Jasmine. She is licking my face, licking my neck. I mean, messing me all up. Yeah, she's like clawing me, trying to like get on my shoulders. And I put her down and she's jumping all over me. I go on my knees. She starts jumping on my face. And the girl and the mom go, uh-oh. They're like, you're in trouble. And I go, fuck. I'm like, yeah, I'm obviously taking this dog. Like I'm like, she chose me. And I'm like, that's just how it goes.
Some good sports. Those two.
Yeah, right.
You gotta find them and I don't know.
I gotta thank them. They
thank you on this show.
They were clearly like not as serious as I was. Like I went up to the lady when I walked in and I go, like, I'm buying a dog. Like I was like, I'm leaving here.
Yeah, not a lot of people. I assume
they need time to think.
Yeah, like you're ready. And I don't know how many. A lot of times I want to ask a pet store. How many actual transactions do you do? I'm curious.
It's interesting, and I'm sure the shelters or / like the rescues are different from like say Petco or like a breeder. It depends, So yeah, right. Buddy was actually from a breeder, and that was a whole story. You got to be careful. You got to make sure they got all the vaccines, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyways, you got to be careful. So I'm a big fan of the rescues. I think that's a really sweet thing. I think it's good.
Absolutely.
So I'm there. In the lead, I go, how much for the lab, right? She goes, well, how about this? How about you tell me? And I go,
$5.
Yeah, well, I go, excuse me? Like, so she tells me, she goes, well, I'm supposed to sell them for $2,000 to $2,500.
Oh.
And I said, well, you're not going to do that today. I was like, how about, I don't know, 750, 800? 1,000, can we play around? She goes, all right, I could sell you her for $785. And I go, done. I go, how about two of them? Straight up. I was this close to getting two dogs. I was this close. And she goes, okay, for how much? And I was like, $1,200. She goes, absolutely not. She was like, she goes, I can do
like
one
the fantasy
for that price. Literally a fantasy draft trading for the number one pick. And now I'm trying to get a second first round pick, right? Mm-hmm. And I would have left with this beautiful chocolate lab. And I've only had experience with black labs and poodles at this point in my life. So now I'm like, all right, like I'm messing with another thing. I mean, it can't be that much different. So I'm like, all right, they're brother and sister, or they would have been sisters. So that's another reason I'm like, I don't want to split them up, all these things. you think about these things when you're in the moment.
Yeah, right.
And you're playing with them. And dude, she goes, how about this? She throws the brother in the playpen with me. So now I'm surrounded. I've got 3 labs running all over
this
me.
This is a businesswoman here, huh?
This is a businesswoman messing with a businessman. And now we're both going back and forth. And she goes, I can do 3 for 2,000.
Oh.
And I was like, stop it. Stop. I was like, I can't do 3. I was like, that is like so hard.
If you had like a girlfriend with or something.
Yeah, maybe, if I had help here, I don't. So I'm like, dude, that's a 2-person job. 3 of them. I mean, that's like kids.
You have to have a house. That's like pretty
kids.
much at that point.
That was the other side of it too. I mean, the way I even see it now with Jasmine, I'm like, you know, if I got 2, I would need a new place for sure, and I would need like a house. Like they need room to run, like a designated room, because she tears this place up herself. Like she runs.
And how old is she?
It's amazing. So she'll be 4 months and 2 days. Wow. She'll be 4 months and 2 days, right? And so I got her. Baby, absolute baby. I got her on 3 months. So I've had her almost a month now. On the 17th will be a month. I'll have her and she'll be 4 months. So, dude, she's lit up my world. I'm not even kidding. She makes me appreciate the little moments in life that, like, I think a lot of people struggle with. I am one of them. I'm a person too. So, like, with my work, if I can't solve something, I get fucking into it. Like, I'm like, I can't leave. You know, I'm like, I need to fucking figure this out.
This is gonna get done.
I have to fucking figure it out. You know, like, best me the gabagoo. Like, I gotta fucking do this shit, bro. Like, I gotta do this shit. Like, I get so into it, and it's not healthy sometimes. Where it's like, dude, step away, and that's a very healthy way to go about a lot of difficult problems. And you know, I have to step away because the dog has to go outside or has to walk. You know, and it's like just simple. It's so simple, but it's so important. It's one of those things where, like, I hate when people say, you know, having a dog's hard. No, it's not. No, it's not. I do rocket science. That's hard.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
It's not hard to give companionship to another being.
It's responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Like, you know, like there's a difference between like something that's like complex and then something that's like, dude, it's like, oh, I mean, you think I want to wake up at fucking 5 a.m. and take the dog outside? No, of course I don't. But I'll tell you, when you're waking up 5:30 in the morning, you know, 5-6 days a week, and you're taking the dog out, she like learns, she's not having accidents. Dude, my dog doesn't have accidents, and she's not even 4 months old. Like dude, I know, like she's so smart, bro. Like the dogs, they want to learn. People just don't have the time and the effort. But since I'm home a lot and my job is like, oh, I'm so fucking grateful for where I work. I can't even begin to explain it. Like, they are so understanding. I just got off the phone today with my boss, and they're doing a transition, like you said, with getting people back in the office. And he's like, I know it's going to be hard, this and that. We had a staff meeting today. And I was like, hey, I don't mind being a part of that push of getting people in. But I go, hey, you know, if I could come in the office like 3 or 4 days a week, but can I do like half days? Because I go, you know, I gotta take my dog out. I can't afford daycare, you know, 2, 3, 4 days a week. Like I just can't afford that. And you know, I didn't really tell them I had the roommate here, and I don't really want to leave that up to my roommate. Like, she's my responsibility, you know?
Yeah, right.
And my boss goes, that's fine. That's great. And I'm like,
see, there are some good people in corporate world, right?
There really are. It's hard to find. It is hard.
Really hard to find.
It really is. I mean, like I said, it took me 3 years to find something, 3 years of like dying to then get something that's like solid. And now I'm like, dude, like,
that's how I feel with this period of my life too.
That's great.
It's almost over.
Like, it's so important, bro. It is like so important because when you have it,
you're not gonna let go of it.
No, I won't let go. Dude, like, I'm making great money to like learn right now.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like finally contributing, producing all this shit. And so like today, like these couple of days, I got to work late. You don't mind because that extra hour goes so far when it comes to like shit like this, you know? So again, having her, I mean, dude, she's literally sleeping like next to my pillow. Like, it's just like, it's just, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Man.
I can't complain. And having a dog it's awesome.
It's as wholesome as it gets, Mr. Kazalunas. I mean, wow, what a true special moment. I love hearing this story and how fulfilling it is and how important it is not to give up and loving the struggle. And and also just learning once you're on the other side to give back and appreciate, whether you giving back to work to give you this opportunity. Or
whatever it is.
With my parents, when I need to stay here for extra meals and stuff while I look for that better income and push through, and pushing away the people who don't value you and you appreciate the ones who do. I mean, like, shout out to our good friend, man. Sam. I don't know what I'd do without him. So it's understanding roommate ever.
Give him my best, dude. Give him my best. I got to come by.
Please do. I could text you I could text you at the beginning of every month. Yo, Kaz, if you want to come through this month, let us know. If you wouldn't mind that. If you wouldn't mind that. All right, I'm gonna look to it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We have a good place in Jersey City, even though that, god damn, that place has in our humble years, it's been something else. And like, I know it's over.
That's
and
good.
Damn, even though Uber. Yeah, but that's a story for another day. But when I do, Uber's is both in Connecticut and New Jersey. And like, I know that whole state, top to bottom.
Yeah, you probably do.
That in New York City, I'm so confident driving in New York City from all the Ubering. I don't do it anymore unless I'm in an absolute have to, because I just can't trust these people. There are some. When people ask you, what funny stories do you have, Matt? I literally said, do it for a day. There are not funny stories. There's like one every once in a while. Most of the people do not take Uber drivers seriously. Never tip. I get maybe once every 20. Never tip.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
And they don't take it serious
because doing that at the end. And the last couple of times I've taken it, if I've driven like, I wouldn't say maybe from like a bar all the time, but I'd say like a couple times I've had like 30-minute trips where I've gotten picked up from like the airport or something like that, like those like really professional. And if I have a good conversation, I try to leave something when I can, because it's again
just a little expensive. Extra help. It's a service. It maintains the car. It is, and people don't realize that. And Uber doesn't do shit for our cars. All the miles I'm on my second car doing this, which is, oh man.
Wow.
Like,
no, I can imagine. It's almost in some respects, is it worth it because of the car maintenance?
No, it's not. You can't. It's just to
you
survive.
Probably need
just
to
survive.
You probably need a hybrid, right?
I will. Can I borrow $40,000?
Yeah. hey! I didn't say I could do it.
I'm playing. No, I know. No, you're 100% right. I've gone to the gas station. I go to the gas station 6 times a week, every day, 6 times a week. I've literally witnessed the every day. It's like paying to do your job.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
And I'll say it doesn't make a difference whether you do it in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, which I've done all 3. I think people don't realize like if Uber just the low wages too. I did one drive from Newark Airport to Philly. I literally went through the whole state one morning. It only was $77 for 88 miles. No tip. To that day, I swear, I'll never forget that ugly motherfucker's face. You made me drive to Philadelphia.
Dirty. That's dirty.
And I picked you up from the Newark, New Jersey airport. Why didn't you just go to the Philly airport? You clearly had enough to do that, but I don't know. But that's why
it's an expensive Uber trip too. Like, you know what I mean? Like $77 for like one trip.
That was 77 to me. For him, it might have been, I don't know.
Oh, probably over 100 or something.
At least.
Around.
I only got 77, and it's just wow. Is it worth it? Not necessarily. Yeah, right. I can't. Yeah. Like, people really think it's as fun for the. I feel like the passengers think it's as fun for you when you're driving to the bar on a Saturday night.
I definitely don't think that. I definitely don't think that.
You don't know who's coming in your car either. I remember one guy
scary.
pretty much, I've said this before. I remember one guy, I drove in a very, very dangerous neighborhood in Brooklyn. And the guy pretty much admitted he literally said he smoked someone. And he's in my car. And I'm like, I didn't hear that. And then I remember he was yelling at me because I wasn't going fast. I didn't know the neighborhood I'm going. So if I missed a turn, he's yelling at me. He's like, this guy's pretty confident in what he's saying here. So I don't know. Never such a relief when he came out of my car. You just don't know who's coming in it. And it's tough because Uber drivers, since they're independent contractors, they can't unionize. And I really, if there was any way to pull it, and I just have to.
That's interesting.
That's just my way to give back and just the little tips, and just please just treat us more with respect. It's the hardest job I've ever had. It's the hardest job I will ever have. And it still barely pays the bills.
I do, like I said, I do respect that. I mean, that's a tough gig, man.
Yeah, it's
a tough gig. Like you said, not always the safest. I mean, not in the Northeast.
Yeah,
not in the Northeast.
Exactly, not in the Northeast. I mean,
not in these parts, not in Connecticut.
The drop-off places are dangerous. I mean, where they want me to drop you off. Especially
you gotta get out.
I did the Manhattan ones. Like, you have to get out. I have only a few seconds before I'm about to get destroyed, and I've gotten hit.
There's nowhere to fucking stop.
Yeah, I've gotten hit. I've gotten pulled over. I've gotten every single thing a driver could go through. I've gone through.
You know, I used to when I was living in Westchester, I was door dashing, and I remember my worst week. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, I've been through it all too. I've been through it, like just trying to figure out paying the fucking bills. Bro, when I was door dashing, bro, I remember 1 week I got 2 parking tickets in the same week. You get them because you just don't know. Like, if you don't know the area, you don't know where you can stop. And I remember stopping in front of like a mall, like literally probably the Westchester Mall. Like, I'm a retard, but like I pulled over, dude. I'm not even kidding. I was out of my car for like 38 seconds. I remember like the time on my watch because I was moving so fucking fast. 38 seconds, and I got like a $50 parking ticket.
And this guy, there's some damn asshole parking dude sniping. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna get this guy.
And right. And like, dude, it happened to me twice in 1 week. I remember I made like $80 that week from DoorDash, and I owed $100 and $105 in parking tickets, and I had to get gas. Yeah. So I literally lost like 40 bucks this 1 week from doing what I need to do. Of course I did. Did I win?
Still said no?
Because I also had the Connecticut license plate. I mean, I was beat.
Oh, dude, that happened. I got in a parking ticket in Norwalk, and damn, first of all, I was at Mecca Noodle. They took 30 minutes to give me my food. I go back. The guy is right there filling it out. I was like, hey, look, where am I else going to park? You want me to park in the middle of the street and get
hit? Leaving. Or like,
and the guy was just ignoring. But
yeah, they don't care.
They need to create some laws for these. And I've learned a lot of people do it and rely on
It's hard too. Like, dude, I was there, I'm telling you, 38 seconds. And dude,
that happened to me in Montclair. That happened to me in Montclair.
Right. I mean, bro, like, dude, it's expensive out there too. Like in the New Jersey, in New York, like, and it is in Connecticut too with the taxes. And it's like, dude, like, that is not cheap. Like,
tolls
dude, I'm door dashing, bro. Like, I'm door dashing. What does that tell you?
It really is a low-key scam.
I don't have money, bro. Like, I don't have money, like, in here.
You're depending on the kindness of strangers to give a good tip.
That was 1 week, man. That was 1 week that just, it bit me, bro. Like, that week. I still remember. I'm like, damn, that shit sucked.
I know. It sucked for me, too. And I just know it'll be over. It's going to be over very soon.
Yeah, it will.
And it will. Damn, it's just...
You keep telling yourself, bro. You make that goal and you just get it. That's it.
Yeah, and we're still making great content. So that's why this podcast has been the ultimate savior. And throughout this time of struggle, I've always done shows and just proves how good, and we keep growing in this brand, and it's going to feel so good once we get on the other side. And
I got to say, you've been nothing but consistent, man. I got to give it to you. You've been nothing but consistent. A lot of people, they get excited, they do something, they start, or they don't even start. They just say the idea because they have a spurt of dopamine and motivation for the night. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I'm going to do this. But like, dude, you've been, how many years now? 3 years you've been doing this?
This thing? Will be the next month will be the 3rd year of it. And your show 165. So 165 hours minimum of that. So it's probably about 300 hours together with the
at least.
shows.
Yeah, I mean, I know our first show was like 2 hours. It was hella long. Like, so like you got some long content, man. Great stuff, dude. Great. Like, seriously, you got to respect the respect and the consistency. Like,
and that's what I try to do in my interviews now. Like, look, if you see this resume, it's all circumstance of the pandemic and all that, but you see a whole show, and that's my way to prove to you that I'm still doing my production work.
When you go to interviews, when you go there, do you bring your resume and stuff? Do you bring anything else?
Yeah, I bring my resume. Most of them are through Zoom, so they have it already. But yeah, I really much just have my references and
that's kind of tough.
Stuff. But yeah, I don't really have presentation, which I would kill. I mean, I love public speaking.
You know what I've done? That. You know what I've done? I know you'd kill it. You don't even really need a presentation. What I've done in the past. So, do you have an iPad or a tablet or anything like that?
Oh yeah, this is my thing. Is I write my notes.
Boom, dude. I literally in my last interview, I brought like my resume, and I was just like,
I have the exact same thing as you, included
the. It's nice, right? Yeah, right. And dude, I literally I go, whatever you need to know about me is in this slideshow. And I had Google Slides open, and I had like my research thesis PowerPoint that I prepared here, and I had my resume, and I was like, talk to me. When you sit down and you got, and like I would have like maybe your website or something, like something that has all your content, because that shows that like you're not just Matt Brown with a resume. You got the resume, and you also prepared, like whether you prepare a presentation or not, because if you ask me, you probably don't even need to because of all the content you have. You see what I'm saying? Like your presentation is the content that you've been creating for the last 3 fucking years. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just use that. Like, you don't need more work for yourself. And then it's like, okay, well, I mean, dude, when you walk in like that, I've killed pretty much. There's only a couple of interviews I've had where I have not gotten the job. And really? Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I've nailed, or I've at least, and if I didn't get the job, I moved on. Like, I made it to another round in the interview. Interviews are something I've taken probably too serious my whole life. Honestly, that's something that like just talking and like showing them, yeah, I'm not an idiot. I know what I'm talking about. I present myself well, and anything that you're going to ask me, I probably have right in front of me. And if I don't, I can get you that answer, but I'm not going to lie to you. Bullshit. You know, Kaz, like I've straight up said that too.
And I want, and you've given me some motivation. You're right. I just show it here. Like, look at this person literally who does this for free. I know what the hell I'm doing.
That's so much sexier than a resume. And that's so much sexier than a resume. You know what I mean?
I'm taking your idea, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm not even, bro. I've gone into so many interviews like with a backpack, bro. Like a dead ass backpack. And like I had like 10 copies of my resume, even if I've only used one. And I just gave them one. I had one in front of me, and I had my iPad, and I literally set it up just like that with the website. And I was just like, let's talk. And they're going to be like, what is that? Why is this guy showing me a screen? You know? And you're going to be like,
I'm the candidate you're looking for.
This is what I do. And they're going to, even if it's weird, you're going to remember. I think, was it Will Ferrell? Was it him or some other actor? He said in every single movie gig, he brought like a stuffed toy or something, like a duck, like literally way back, you know, when you're trying to make yourself stand out for any interview, for any job, anything. I think it was Will Ferrell. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I think I've heard this story too.
Actor. Yeah, dude, he left like a duck on the table that he interviewed for.
Remember me. And now he's as legendary as it comes when
they were like, who's the fucking guy who left the duck on the table? And they were like, he's pretty funny. Let's bring him back. And literally, it's just that they're gonna be like, who's the guy who had a resume presentation of what the fuck Matt Brown's been doing for the last 3 years? You know what I mean? Though, because you're not just a guy who's been sitting in his room Ubering. You're not. You've been doing so much more than that. So show them. Literally.
This is going to lead to a lot of great things, Kaz. I'm doing exactly that as I also grow this business. And that's one thing I've really been inspired by after I've done like literally 200 interviews since 2020. And like,
dude, like that's nuts.
It's so nonchalant. And it's a very weird industry. It's a weird industry to show that, because it's very nepotistic. Like I lose out to so many people because of nepotism. And I know I'm good enough to compete with all these people, especially these Barstool, John Boy, Ringer, you name it, ESPN. And I put these people around me to remind me I'm better than them. I am my own separate brand there.
Don't compare yourself, bro. Run your own race.
I am. I'm just the Matt Brown brand.
Yeah, you are. Dude. Like I texted you. I was like, hey, let's fucking catch up. Let's do this shit.
Hey, man. And I'm so thankful
what does that say?
And we can continue it. For many
you know
more
what
shows
I would say
come.
too, with the we will. But with the Zoom, what makes it hard too, so like what I was saying works a lot when you're in person. With the Zoom, what I would do is I'd still have it set up for the interviews, but I would probably like email them the presentation too, or like a link to the website, and be like, hey, just so you know, I'd send it along with my resume, or like if you go on what's it called? Like when you're applying to the jobs and they're like any additional documents,
like your Indeed and LinkedIn, all that,
like the links, all that, bro, fucking load it up, dude. And like it sucks because it like takes so much more time, right? It's so annoying, but it's like
it could lead to
if there's a certain job
a better life, a comfortability.
There's a certain I wouldn't say maybe you don't do it for every job, but it's like maybe some of the jobs that like you really fucking like, you're like, you know what, I'll take the 5 extra minutes and upload my link here, or like whatever it is, your website, your shit. I mean, bro, you upload your presentations on what, like 5, 6, 7 different websites / streaming services. I mean, bro, like that's work.
Oh, we're over 25. I mean, the main ones obviously are Apple Podcasts and
5,
Spotify.
6, or 7.
But
25.
There's Audible, there's Transistor, there's Amazon. It's all there.
That's
and
amazing.
Again, the website
probably got stuff on there I haven't even heard of. Like, because again,
like listen notes.
I live a totally different. I live a totally different realm of industry. So it's like the work you do, man, I see it and I'm not even in it. So I respect it. And it's, dude, just like do those weird outside of the box things that get you just a little further. Cause dude, you've done the work, you know what I mean? It's not like it's not like you need to do anything more or like different. Like you've been doing it. So it's like, you just got to find the way to show it, the right way to show it.
You're absolutely right, Kaz. And thank you for taking the time for that. And as we continue staying in touch and seeing ourselves grow some more, this means a lot to me. And I just want to give the same support back to you anytime you need it. And see what you're doing on this incredible work and career, being an engineer, and the stuff Collins is producing for our future is so exciting. I hope I can learn some more along the way.
You will, dude. It's been an amazing ride. I regret nothing. I would change nothing. And I'm just so blessed and happy to be where I'm at. I have nothing else to say.
Same here. I'm thankful for this period that's about to end, because it's
makes you stronger.
So stronger through all these people I'll interact with for the rest of my life, whether they were handed or had much or were born on third base or handed their things. It doesn't matter, because we're the most genuine one in the room. Can't compare.
That's right. And dude, right. You can't compare, can't compete. And it's like, dude, like when you go through those moments, like there are times, dude, I'm like struggling to get my shit done. I'm like, we all have bad days. You know, we all have bad days. We all have bad times. Some days are harder than others. And, you know, when you're going through like all that shit and like later on in life, something happens, you're like, dude, remember that shit I was going through 2022? Like, I got this, you know? Like, this is why I got that shit tatted on my arm. Like, this was a moment of like, there's a real moment for me. Like, my mom, she calls me a survivor. And I literally got that word tatted on me. Like, it's there. So when I like struggle, bro, and I look down, I'm like, oh, dude, like, I've survived long enough. Now I'm trying to live a different life where I'm thriving. Like, I'm really trying to live that mindset. It's harder. It's easier said than done, but I'm getting there day by day. And it's one of those things where it's like, bro, you know, you go through all that shit and you're like, this is nothing. When other things happen, nothing. Like, so when you're out of this shit, like, and the other shit comes, you're like, this is, you don't even care. You don't even care.
Heck, you're even starting like, it right now in this part. Like,
right.
It's all soaking it in, and it is making us better. And most important, it just makes us the special ones. Like at the end of the day, when it's all over, I just want to be known as the special one. And as I create content with these great people and starting to grow our numbers, I want to prove that anybody has it in them to create productive conversations. That's ultimately what the show is created for. And we're only striving more with it and seeing what you do and being productive with that. It's a special ride. It's a really special ride, and we all got it in us. So
I'm glad to be a part of it, man. Glad to be a part of it.
Glad to have you in it. Well, time to wrap up here, Cass, for a bit. But just one more thing I wanted to ask, or can I do two things real quick?
Yeah, you know, let's ask away.
Also, shout to Mike Williams touchdown in fantasy. I am thrilled there. One, I was wondering, and I had this, you know, I was talking with my cousin. She's like my older sister. We were talking about red flags in dating, right? You know, she has someone special, which is he's awesome. I love it. I love this guy, man. So I was curious with you, just curious some other things as we do a quick 180 here.
Sure.
Like, if you don't mind me asking, are you single, talking with anyone at the time of this podcast, or just doing your thing?
I'm having a great time.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Okay.
Yep.
So I was wondering when it turns to in terms of like red flags and what, right? You know, now we're at an age, I think mid to late 20s, you know, for us regular straight dudes. I think dating's not that it's easier, but at least I think you could now know what you want, don't want, and you can easily push away any bad and negative energy. So when I just noticed some red flags, right? I think if just most of the time you meet people through apps. I mean, you can meet people elsewhere. It's the same thing, but like when you talk about engagement, I think it's pretty, you find out right away if somebody at least is interested enough to be engaging to give you a chance to go forward. For instance, like if I match with someone on an app and this conversation is, if they're not talking with me with an energy, if I'm admittingly not as interested, like now I just like cut them off. Like I unmatch them right away. Why am I going to have this?
Do it on that? Yeah,
I know it is easier to do on that. But also in person, if you're talking with someone, maybe they're not showing an eye contact, maybe they're not showing some smiles, maybe their body language isn't as open. Some red flags, I think, is energy matching and those vibes. And you'll know it essentially right away. And if they give that energy, then you're in a good place. Don't mess it up and just take it slow. But if not, then just move on, because you realize there are so many beautiful people in this world. And I think one great fact I've learned, there's 3 billion people in this world. And if 99% of people don't like you, you still have millions of other people who would potentially be interested.
I hate to be this guy. I think there's more like 7 billion.
But there you go. See, and then you have more
so
millions.
You got like 3 billion options.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, we were there.
Exactly. Do you agree with the red flags, or do you see any other ones?
I think you bring up a couple of good points. I think with that stuff, for me, I've kind of changed my mindset on dating and just like talking to girls in general. So obviously, like you said, straight guys, and this can apply to anybody really.
Right.
For me, I've been open and honest about like what it is I'm looking for and what that person wants. So, for instance, I'm not in anything serious, but I've just been having fun and I've been meeting a lot of great women being like myself and just totally like I'm a 25-year-old handsome stud and I'm just doing rocket science and I have a really cute dog.
And isn't that a great package right there?
It's right. And I'm like, like this is awesome. And on top of all of it, like I don't need like I feel like it took me till like this year to be fully confident in myself and just as a person going up to somebody, but then also like not needing anybody in order to have that happiness, in order to have that like fulfillment. Like I got Jasmine now. Like Jasmine's like my heart. Like, you know, like she's my girl.
That's the confidence right there. She won't break your heart like that.
Hell no. Then she won't eat.
So like there you go. It's talking like we said before, it's enjoying your own company. And that's attractive to people. And
it is.
If you're willing and
handling your own shit, handling your shit and handling it well. Like I feel like sometimes a lot of people like they'll put other people or other things before what it is they got to do. And I've reached the point where I'm like, yo, like I have all these things. Like I have to go to the gym. I have to walk my dog and feed her. I have plants. I have bills to pay. I have a very important job. I do my thesis research. All of those things have to be a part of my day every single day before I can add anything else.
Yeah, that's
so like
key.
with that mindset, right? With that mindset, it's like, wow, like
what do you have to
lose? What do you have to lose? Like I've said this before, there's the two most powerful or dangerous things in the world are one, a hot girl who knows she's hot. And number two, a guy who has nothing to lose. Those are like the two, like I've lived by those words and I've said them to several great people if they are listening to this deep. So go along with this. I think you make a good point. Yeah, the energy matching is huge. I've made a decision. I actually got off all apps a couple of months ago. I made the decision. I did. And I just like, it worked. It didn't work. It was so on and off. And like, I felt like I was spending so much time that I didn't have on like this fucking app going, going in both directions here. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. And at this point, I feel like, especially ever since I got Jasmine, it is so easy to talk to girls because they're like, this guy's not a serial killer. He's the cutest fucking puppy in the world.
Yeah, you know how to take care of another creature. I'm going to play with it, take my pictures.
And she fucking loves me. And they're like, oh my God, you have the cutest fucking dog. And I'm like, I know. Do you want to pet her? And it's
man.
Yeah.
Get a dog. Are you saying get a dog?
I'm saying get a dog and get off the app, bro. That's
the real hinge.
That's all I'm saying. It's been great. It's been great. I'm living proof, bro. I mean, it's great. And it's fun. I love having her around. She lights up my world. And again, too, mental health for me is like a really big thing. It's something. So I'll take another 180. I had struggled with that for years, and going in therapy and stuff, and like talking, like thinking, bro, like I finally reached a point where I'm like, dude, like I'm good. Like I'm good. Like I'm good up here. I'm good in here. Like I'm taking care of myself, doing what I need to do. And a lot of the reason was because I was giving all these other people the attention and even respect that they didn't deserve, and sacrificing my own. And you can't do that. And that's something that I learned, I think, the hard way over the last year or so. And now where I'm at is like, I get more attention because of the respect and self-worth I have for myself. Like the girls they respect that, they're like, wait, you like I don't meet the nicest girls at the bar, dude. Because when I go, I'm a rocket scientist, they don't believe me.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
They're gonna look at me. I got a little Dirk hoodie on. I got my ears pierced, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not excited. They're like, it's like when fucking the boys in Chubba Army go, oh, I'm an astronaut.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It's the same shit. So
I
like,
did say that. You know,
like,
I've learned that. I've been on some dates when I sit out with Uber driver, you just see the horror in their face. I was like, well, this isn't a real one.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So
it's so superficial.
It is. And again, like I realized too with the schedule I have and everything, I'm like, dude, I can't be on these fucking apps. And I'm not,
Same.
and you know, I think a lot of the same thing for a lot of people is like, bro, like you're better than that. Like you can't fit my bio in a fucking Tinder bio, bro. Like you just can't. Like you're not gonna believe me. There's not enough characters, and I don't have enough time to type all the characters, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can't establish that connection right away. And they're just losing out, and I had that big dating pod, and I realized, wow, this is so stupid how much stock we put into it. Just be yourself.
Too. Right, and like I'm so good at just like thinking off the fly and like talking, and like in person. Like you're not gonna get me on an app too. And for me personally, I'm a shorter dude. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of these girls, they got that shit set to like 6'4" and up for some dudes. So like for me, it's just like, you know, I gotta get lucky with one that's like doesn't have it set. But I have a couple of girls on like Snap right now that like I met on those apps that like they were like, hey, did you delete your shit? Like what? That's weird. And I'm like, yeah, I don't do that shit anymore. But like again, like I've said from the beginning, you said with the red flags, just being open, you know, before somebody gets hurt. And then also just like, you know, if everyone's on the same page, you could just have fun. I mean, that's something I think I struggled with getting to personally. I was like always all in or like always so pushy, like away. I was on both extremes where now I'm just kind of like, I'm just having a really good time. Like life's good. I have no plans other than what I'm taking care of. And like, it's also fun being friends with some of the people that like hang out with, you know what I mean? Like in, I guess, a romantic way as well. Like, it's kind of like, it's fun. Like it doesn't always have to be a romantic thing or a sexual thing or like that. Like it's fun being friends. Like that's fun. Like it's
fun so being chill. Friends and getting that establishment right away and understanding I won't have these feelings in my heart, you know, lustfully too and stuff like that. It is possible. It's all about
something choosing. It does, and like that's great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's like, dude, whatever.
Again,
like,
we have billions of other options if 99% don't like us.
I think it's also too the stigma of like society and our age and the past generation. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, my parents are like they're old, but like they didn't meet each other. My mom didn't get married till she was 31. She got married till she was 31. She didn't have me for another 7 years later.
Right.
Which is like my parents, they're old, but it's like, dude, I mean, I don't want to be that old, but the point is everyone's in such a fucking rush, you know?
And there's still plenty of time at the same time too.
Yeah, you don't even know what you fucking want. I'm like, dude, I'm paying back my student loans. You want me to like start a life with somebody?
Yeah, you know what's funny?
Like, bro, I'm like, you know,
one of my best friends is getting married. He's been on the show a lot, Ryan. And
if it works out though, like that's great too. I'm not saying I don't support it either. Like if you find a special somebody and it works, all the power to you. That's fucking awesome. It's just not like that for everybody. That's all.
Exactly.
You know?
I know somebody who, you know, don't let Instagram and social media dictate how you should love and live your life. Remember, people complain about everybody's getting married right away. And between you and me, Kaz, and all the people listening, with the exception of a few, I see these people are not going to last in their marriage.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great party instead.
could go. We could have a whole nother episode about that.
Yeah, don't get pressured. These people are going to be divorced and have a huge bill and alimony because of it, just because they felt whatever at the time.
Why do you think 50% of marriages fail?
Yeah,
they didn't fucking know what they were doing.
Yeah, I think I heard this.
It's a fact, man. It's a fact. It's a sad fact.
It's a sad fact. Look at it as this is going to be a great party. Like I said, Ryan, I do believe Ryan and his fiance, they will make the distance. And then everyone else I've seen, and there's some other ones.
God bless them. I hope
God bless them. I hope so too. But I know one person, not them. They don't know what they're doing. They're our age, younger, and they're taking out a personal loan to get married. Like, come on.
I mean, come on, dude.
Sucks.
Like, get a house.
Yeah, right. You gotta know what you're doing. Bro. Don't feel rushed by society. It'll all come together, and it'll be easy.
So stupid. Like, that's so stupid. Like, I think too, where I'm at is like, I've also seen other things where I think sometimes the guy, when like it's time, like he wants to propose, or I mean, honestly, I keep saying that. I'm sorry, I was raised in an old-fashioned household. When today, whoever it is, whoever's getting married, it don't fucking matter. I believe in love is love. If you're proposing to your significant other and you're like you can't afford the ring you want to get her yet, I think that's like, I've seen some things where a lot of people like they'll get the ring and then 10 years later the husband or the significant other buys the other one like a fucking nice ass ring. Like, those are the kinds of decisions that like go, like, that's a partnership. That's an understanding. Yeah, right. That's love. That's like, okay, I'm holding you to that. You have 10 years starting now, but yeah, let's do it. And like, that's a real, it's a partnership. It's not a dictatorship. It's not this and that. It should be understood. And, a lot of people, I mean, think about it. We don't mature fully. Our brains don't till we're 25 anyway.
You're
so
right.
Like, we don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like, I think
there you go. And we'll say, we know why
said it to me one time. My roommate, when I turned 25, he said the funniest thing to me. He goes, "Can you believe this is the most mature you're going to get?" And I laughed so hard. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I'm nutty, bro. Like, like I'm crazy. Like, there's like, that's nuts.
The peak starts. And yeah, it's like you said, respect, love is love, no judgment, but know what the fuck you want because know what you want because you're going to change what you want probably. You know what you want when you're 20 and it changes when you know what you want when you're 30. And but ultimately do the right thing. Don't get married for Instagram. Sometimes I think people literally get married for Instagram, get the ultimate
people do a lot of things for Instagram, man.
Yeah, but again, if you really believe it, do it. If not, this was a great party, and then you're gonna have a lot of you have enough bills. You don't want that alimony bill.
Good luck. That's all I have to say. Good luck.
Good luck.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I don't think people fully really understand. Like a relationship alone is a real thing. Work. Like, it's work, it's commitment, it's time, it's effort, and like then on top of it, you add like a marriage or a kid or a dog or a house. I mean, bro, these are like real things that I don't think people sometimes fully understand the seriousness of.
Yeah, right.
I'll be honest, I was one of them. Like, when I was 21, I had no fucking clue what I was doing, but you learn. And
exactly.
That's
I had
that's
like
the experience of life. That's
like when I was 24, I had like my first, like, really, I won't say serious, but like, okay, like this is it. Yeah. This is the seeds I would plant to something serious. And, it went various ways, but you learn. And especially when I was doing my Ubering, when I was in Jersey by myself and only really knew Sam and his brother, you have those thoughts like, what am I doing here driving? Should I have put more effort with this relationship at the time enough? But that stuff will keep you up at night, and you really can't think that way. You have to learn it as a solid example. And I learned that.
Lesson, man.
And whenever that special one comes in my life, you're more prepared than ever, and you won't learn to not mess it up.
You'll be appreciative of it. Yeah, right. You'll be appreciative of it. You'll know it. And I think now too, like I know I know too much now. Like, where I'm at in my life with especially with this stuff, I'm just like, people come to me for like relationship advice or like all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, I don't have any of my shit together. And it's like you're coming to me, and I'm like, if only I could be this like level-headed when I was when I'm in this predicament, because I never am. But it is what it is. It'll work out. It always does. And
right, it always does.
Just and like always, just believe in yourself again,
and don't kick yourself when it doesn't work.
And not put so much stress on it, because I always have. I put so much pressure on the idea and the thing of being with somebody, right? Instead of, when you do that, I've realized myself personally, I don't know if people can relate to it, but it's like I sometimes then struggle to enjoy the moment. Enjoy, like you're so worried about losing it that you forgot that you fucking had it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's like no, man, just like enjoy it, like have fun. It's you got each other, and enjoy life.
It all panned out. It takes two to tango, so
that's right. And
they will help. They will help make it easy for you if they like you enough.
Yeah.
They will make it easy for you if they like you enough. So it's gonna be all right.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yo, Kaz, just one more thing before we sign up. Just the last few minutes. I want to dedicate, even though only 9 people know about this, that the Chuba Army. Aren't the Chuba Army a lot of fun? Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I fucking hate all of them.
Yeah, right. If anyone doesn't know, the Chuba Army is the group chat, is the sports group chat me and Kaz in. We started as a fantasy baseball chat, and I think I learned so much from that damn chat. One, I learned a group chat will stick together. They really care enough to.
Dude, that group chat is.
It's amazing how every single day they talk in it, right?
Dude, every day, every hour, bro. Like, if I don't check my phone because I have back-to-back meetings in the morning, I will have, I'm not kidding, like 175 messages.
Mm-hmm.
And 171 of them are from Chuba Army. Like, at like 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. And it's always about the fucking Mets, the Jets, the how bad the Broncos are, how I need to how my team in Dynasty needs to rebuild, how Teddy is overrated, how
what can we talk about Matt Brown today?
Yeah, some of Matt Brown, something with fucking Kevin. And shout out Wilbur. Wilbur's the fucking man. He's great.
I want to meet that dude. He's awesome, man. So
Wilbur's the GOAT. The first time I hung out with Wilbur, funny story. First time I hung out with him, we went grocery shopping together. Can you believe that? And now we golf together. Now we're friends.
Oh man.
We prepared for a Super Bowl party, the last Super Bowl. He was like, we walk in to Stop and Shop. He's like, what do I need? And I go, you follow me right now.
Oh man. Was Wilbur in Theta Chi?
No. Wilbur, I believe, went to UMass. So the Chuba Army's full of UART, Quinnipiac, and 2 UMass. And I might be mistaken. I believe it's Eric, who's the other UMass hooligan. I'm not sure. The others went to Quinnipiac there. So I think it's like 4 and 4 and then 2. So it's like 10-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Ish. Right. So it's you, me, Kevin, Jackson. Is there anyone? Teddy. How could I fucking forget? Oh, and now Plunger.
Plunger too. Yeah.
6. So that's 6 from you. Oh man, gang,
right? Then you have Brian, Adam, who I think hates me, but I play around with that.
That's fine. You have Quinn, but he never talks. He's in like Canada or something.
Yeah,
Last time I heard of him, he was in Canada. He beat me in the championship last year. Fuck Jamar Chase. I was on a 13-game winning streak.
Oh, dude. You thought you had it in the bag.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course I did. I was projected more. Everything was great. And Mike Evans was questionable, so he barely played. I had Damian Harris in my flex, and he was questionable, but I think he put up like 28.
That week 18.
Yeah, and then Jamar Chase had 56 points, and I believe I lost by like 55.
Yeah.
And he crushed me. But what's crazy, I had like 150 points, and I got killed. So like that's a lot of points, bro. Like I put up like 100. I still I put up like 150, 156, and I was this close. And I want to win Dynasty so bad, bro.
I believe.
Like,
is this league that's named after me?
It is.
What an
it's
honor.
the Matty B League.
I'm so honored.
We got to get a trophy and put a picture of you like they do in the league and put Matty B at the bottom.
Well, hey, man, anything's possible there. And then, yeah, the Quinnipiac is, we said Adam Bryan. I mean, you definitely know the news of the day from there. And then if you send.
Yeah, dude, I don't even need ESPN notifications.
No, you really don't.
I don't. I just have that chat, bro. Like they are more on it than ESPN. Like,
every time, like I see a Schefter tweet, like bam.
I get updates
with the Donovan Mitchell trade
faster than I do than ESPN.
Yeah.
Like, before I get the ESPN messages, Brian already put it in there, and then Adam, Teddy, and Kevin already commented on that text already. Like within a minute, bro. Within a minute, and then Kevin will put something in like 2 days late, and everyone's just like, roast
you suck.
Dude, that chat is like,
it could be you gotta study.
Bro, you gotta study. Bro, that's facts, bro.
You can study how a group chat works.
You gotta study, dude. If you have sensitive skin,
you can't last.
You won't last an hour. I mean, bro, people will light you up. I mean, bro,
I know that all
how
about that.
much the Broncos suck in that chat. It's like a thing now. Like Teddy put like a special needs person, like with like saying how bad the Broncos were today. Like that is so messed up.
Yeah, like come on, bro. You don't need to do that to express it. It's just football.
I mean, I was sad enough.
Then we have one guy when a player he doesn't like does bad, he wishes death upon him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Mets lose a game. They don't even lose. The Mets will be down for this year. The Mets will be down in the 7th inning, and you'll see Adam go, Mets season's over.
I want Jacob DeGrom gone.
yeah. The glass boy, get him out of here. And people like laugh at it or like emphasize it, and then you've got people like fuck you, Adam. Like, bro, it's like a Modern Warfare 2 game chat.
It is, and I'd like to play the heel in that, since I like pretty much all the opposite teams, and people. Yeah,
you do. Yeah, you do.
I never take it any seriously, and I don't think Adam legit hates me. It's just funny. Every single comment I could write, today was a nice day. Shut the hell up.
No, it's that group chat. Everyone is a bully. Everyone is a witness.
Yeah,
and
right?
Everyone is a victim. Like everybody, bro. Like, I mean, I've roasted pretty much everybody in that chat, and I've gotten roasted.
Oh, I get roasted all the time, and I just have.
You gotta just take it.
That's why I just have some fun, and that's why I do the dumbest, silliest things. And I assume they catch on, or the way they answer, they don't.
Bro, lately I've been getting tight. I'm like, yo, we lost one game, bro. Like,
it's week 1.
It's week 1, bro, and we lost by a point. Like we literally lost by a point, and I'm like, yo, like, come on, man. And dude, people like they don't care. Like Teddy will literally be like, rebuild.
Rebuild.
I'm like, bro, it is 11 a.m. Like, don't you have work, bro? Like,
that's what I wonder too.
Dude, I'm like, do these guys work, bro? I just can't, bro. I can't. Like, I'll go back to the messages later in the day. I'm like, fuck, like 200 missed messages.
And then, like you said, that's the true Twitter right there. And man, they really know how to have fun with
if you were raised in a household where you were right or you were never told no, like, you're fucking done. Like, you're done. Like those are special people in that group chat. I gotta say, I hate all of them. Oh, Ralph's the worst. But I like But I'll challenge him right now too, like on camera. Like, Ralph, one of these days, bro. Like, when we fucking balling, like one of these days, yeah. Every he's always like, Kaz, like, let's ball, bro, you fucking bitch. And I'm like, dude, let's go. Like, literally,
you bitch.
Yeah, like, has to throw that in there, and I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go. Like, I'm down.
Yeah, I hope someday we all at least
we
beat each other.
We should be doing retreats, man. We should be doing.
It's a movie, right? You know.
Oh my god, I know, dude. Like, I've been saying it. We gotta hit like Mohegan. We gotta go like a golf day. Like, I mean,
I'm
this
ready,
Jack
man.
could have so much fun.
I'm trying.
I'm ready too, dude.
I love golf, and I've only played a few times, but I've always liked it as a kid. But those golf outings, I want to show my skills, and I'll be practicing in the winter.
I'm going tomorrow. I'm actually going tomorrow. I've been playing a lot of golf this year. It's a lot of fun.
Is it golf awesome? What an
awesome, dude.
And I always loved it even as a kid, and realizing, dude, like, how really relaxing you could play it the rest of your life. Essentially, that's the one sport that keeps the athlete in you.
It's so fun when like tomorrow. So I've been working really hard lately, and like I said, I think I was coming down with a little coldish thing. Like, I need to just rest, you know. And I'm like, you know, I'm going golfing tomorrow. I've been thinking I really only need to work 6 hours tomorrow because I'll be at 40 hours by next. I've worked such a long week already.
There you go.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna fucking take that time off, getting a 6-pack, and I'm hitting the fucking course, baby.
That's what I'm
like. That's about. like at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna fucking do that shit because I earned it. And like, I'm gonna have the best fucking time. I'm gonna golf extremely okay. Like I am no Tiger Woods, but I'm not that like terrible.
You're
like, you know what I mean? I can't drive like him. But it's a good time. Like you said, it's so relaxing when you don't rush and you just like hit the ball and you just get back in the cart and you're like,
and it goes straight to, doesn't splice.
When it goes straight, I'm very thrilled.
Oh, yes.
When it does not go straight, words will come out of my mouth that I won't say.
You know what they say, Kaz? Golf is the easiest sport to play, but the hardest sport to play well.
Amen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it is very hard. It is very hard.
Well, let's definitely get on the links next summer, spring, for sure, 2023.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'd love to. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Well, Kaz, this was everything and more. I kept you a little longer, but I hope you don't mind that.
No, not at all. I think the questions were worth it. I think they were great.
And let's do this more often than not only in September. To have you on some more when you have some time. And hey, we're growing a following, so I'd like to introduce you more to the great listeners of the Productive Nation for this.
I love that.
Chubba Army, you guys are silly. And
handsome kings.
Handsome kings indeed. And yeah, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
God bless.
God bless indeed. Steve Kazalunas, everybody. You're the man. Appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.
Love you, dude. Take care, man.
Love you too, homie. Peace out.